It's amazing how quickly Hearthstone became a juggernaut of a game. It was one of those games where when it was first announced, no one batted an eye. A card game? Why would Blizzard make a card game? Then eventually the closed beta came around, and that's when we realized Blizzard had something great. Without any sort of NDA, streams went up immediately. People who had access praised the game like it was the second coming. People who didn't have access were doing whatever they could for a beta key. I even met somebody who paid $60 over PayPal for one. Eventually, the game became available to the public, and the love for it hasn't diminished since. It already has a rather large competitive scene, and at the moment is the top most viewed broadcasted game on Twitch. The game is good, but why is it so good? I've put a lot of thought into this and have come out with 3 broad points I will go over in detail. First off, the design and idea around the game is simple. It's easy to get. For those of you who don't know, the goal of Hearthstone is to simply deal 30 damage to your opponent. You can do this by placing down minions on the board or by casting spells. Both require mana, and are easy to understand. I've heard Hearthstone been described multiple times as a simpler version of Magic the Gathering. I think this description explains perfectly why the game is so easy to pick up and instantly addicting. Let me explain. When you sit down to play a game of Magic the Gathering for the first time with a friend, your buddy is going to start with a 10-minute monologue of what the goal of the game is, followed by a short lesson of how to use land, followed by when you attack, put down the cards, or what cards you can even put down. Basically, they will have to explain to you every rule and have to guide you through every turn you play. Even after the game is over, they have held your hand the entire way, you still won't get it. You will still barely understand the concept of the game and its many rules. You won't be having fun. With Hearthstone, someone says, you have to do 30 damage to the enemy player, here's your cards, and bam, it is instantly understandable. Sure, you will have a few questions, but since Hearthstone is a digital game, everything you need to know is on the screen. Each card either does damage or has a special effect, which is explained on the card, and that is it. You will most likely leave your first game wanting nothing more but to play another match. I think I've explained this first point well. Now, let's move on to the next point. Point number 2. Hearthstone has a complex backside. If you go on Google and type in Hearthstone decks, you will get an endless stream of tips on how one should build their deck, what cards are the best combos, and what decks the pros use to get to the top. One of the best parts about Hearthstone is just the fact that there is so much there. They pull you in with the simplicity, and then you slowly realize which cards are better. Then you realize which cards create good combos. Then you realize which combos work best with other combos. Basically, you get hooked. You get obsessed with making the perfect deck. Which, hey, you can do for free. Let's talk about that. The third point. The game is free. Hearthstone is free to play. It's a free-to-play game where you never have to spend a dime. The microtransaction money is the same as the I got this from playing the game money. And on top of all of that, it is tremendously polished. I'm talking Nintendo levels of polished. These are some of the traits that have defined Hearthstone as a game everybody loves. There's a reason why all games don't have these traits. Why can Hearthstone? Why can Hearthstone be both free to play and extremely polished? I'll tell you why. The reason why all this even exists, the reason why Hearthstone is so good is because behind it all is the multi-billion-dollar company Activision. The owners of Call of Duty, the owners of World of Warcraft. A smaller studio would have gone under in months. The Hearthstone free-to-play model isn't exactly a profitable model. And most importantly, it's a fucking card game. In a world where FPSs and MMOs are king, why would somebody invest in a free-to-play card game? I'll tell you why Blizzard and Activision did. First of all, It's easy to make. They come up with the addicting formula that we talked about before. The developers go at it for about a year or so and it's out the door. Secondly, the reason why it thrived was because World of Warcraft has 8 million gamers currently subscribed to their game. All of these gamers have a little program called Battle.net downloaded to their desktop. As soon as Hearthstone comes out, it's on Battle.net. It is on everybody's computer, every single person that plays World of Warcraft and is very loyal to this company. Of course they're going to play it. Especially when it's closed beta and they all get this little notification that says, hey, you can join this beta for Blizzard's new game. Everybody's going to play it. Everybody's going to get addicted. And that's why it works. Activision being so large allowed this game to happen. Without Blizzard's huge audience and large budgets, there would be absolutely no way to provide a game that is not only free to play, but made by expert developers who are told to take a risk. I don't know about the rest of you, but Hearthstone has taken over my life. It's everything I wanted in a card game and more. It's so easy just to sink hours upon hours into its simple formula just to unlock more cards. I personally thank Blizzard for creating such an amazing game. I also thank you, the viewer, for watching this video. For more discussion-based gaming videos, please subscribe to my channel. And remember, have a good day.